How do expats from smiling cultures navigate non-smiling in restaurants and customer service contexts in Europe? And do they even think it's an issue at all? Smiling is heavily embedded in the culture of Americans, Canadians, Australians, and many of the warmer climate countries, including Thailand, known as the Land of Smiles, and Fiji, known as the Isle of Smiles. But Europe is different. Europe doesn't have a culture of smiling, and in fact, in customer service, a neutral facial expression is considered most professional and appropriate. As a result, a common complaint from Westerners and people from smiling cultures living and traveling in Europe is that Europeans don't smile. So one of our team reached out to various groups on Facebook asking expats living in 6 different European countries how they navigate this significant cultural difference and whether it impeded on their customer service and hospitality experiences. We received responses from nearly 100 expats in Poland, Slovenia, France, Hungary, Austria, and the Netherlands on whether this infamous lack of smiles in customer service really bothers them, and if so, how they handle it. So does Europe's non-smiling culture dampen expats' experience, or are they just used to it? Firstly, we asked expats if they even care that customer service attendants didn't smile in Europe. One Facebook user wrote, "Why in the world would it dampen my experience? People often get hung up on this point when they travel abroad. However, in reality, those people smiling while providing service in smiling cultures are actually using superficial friendliness to get a bigger tip and/or ensure that you return to their business. I really don't miss it. It is entirely possible to provide excellent service without involving emotion. The best way to get used to it is to remind yourself that every culture is different and enjoy your coffee." Another said, "It drives me insane. I just know from a customer service background myself back home, we did an excellent job." And another expat wrote, "Me, who is from the most well-known smiling country, Thailand, even though I like visiting Vienna so many times in a year, I find it awkward and unfriendly. The only shop where they welcome me the most in Vienna is Louis Vuitton." Others said they preferred the European way, and some even found non-smiling in customer service to be a relief. One Facebook user said, "I'm American, but I actually prefer the service in Slovenia better. It's real and not fake. I can't stand the fake, 'Hi, how are you?' junk. Just take my order and go so I can enjoy my time with the person I'm actually out to eat with." Another commented, "I prefer it. I'm the oddball in my culture for not smiling. It's not that I'm unhappy, I just don't like frivolous interaction." And another wrote, "To me it's a relief to not have to smile all the time." In terms of managing these cultural differences in customer service, many expats said they continued to be their smiling selves regardless of reciprocation or positive reception, albeit with a tougher skin to handle the lack of feedback. One Facebook user wrote, "I still smile and say hi, bye, thank you to all the people, from the cashier, the gym receptionist, or the bus driver. I even approach the gym receptionist to talk a bit. Normally they ignore me, but to be fair, I accept that the culture here is a bit less caring for others and ignore it." Another said, "Took me some time to understand and won't be affected, but it's all fine now. I behave as I usually would, and if they don't smile back, it's not my problem." While another said, "In my personal experience, I just keep smiling and being sincerely kind, so things go on more easily, is who I am." While other expats said they had resorted to changing their behavior to fit into European society, including smiling less or stopping smiling at all, and being cold. According to one Facebook user, "I stopped smiling or trying to chat a bit years ago unless I sense a new person willing to do so, mainly younger ones." Another said, "I try to adapt. I don't smile at all, and the maximum sample of kindness is a cold bonjour, and only when I see that the other person is receptive to it." And another wrote, "To be honest, I think I also started smiling less to blend in." A common theme that came up among those who responded across various countries was that smiling in customer service was simply people being fake in order to get tips. One person said, "No smile is better than the fake American smile." And in response, another added, "Exactly. People are so used to seeing fake smiles that when they stop seeing them, they consider the society as cold and unwelcoming." There were also staunch defenders of the authenticity of customer service smiles, including from this Facebook user who said, "Ridiculous oversimplification that Americans smile due to a tipping culture. You only tip in restaurants. How about when you speak with customer service anywhere in the US or ask for information or ask for something in a shop? They are not being tipped. Believe it or not, many Americans prefer and enjoy being pleasant to customers. They aren't being tipped. I worked in various jobs in the US and I never felt forced to smile. It's natural if you enjoy helping people or just like people in general. There's nothing fake about it." And another wrote, "There are plenty of cultures that smile meaning it. Just don't be too negative." It's worth noting here that smiling in customer service is not necessarily synonymous with the tipping cultures of North America. Countries like New Zealand, Australia, and other Pacific nations, for example, have a culture of smiling without the tipping. And lastly, some thought it was a lot to expect service professionals to smile and pointed out that people working in customer-facing roles don't owe anybody a smile. One Facebook user wrote, "Why do I have to smile if I don't want to? It should be up to every individual whether they want to smile or not the culture." Another added, "I come from a smiling country, but I dislike forced expressions and fake smiles. If you give an honest half smile to your waiter, they smile back. Also, it's important to remember they're not being rude for not smiling. We're not entitled to it." And another person said, "Maybe we can just realize that everyone has a bad day and is another human. And yes, hospitality is about being hospitable, but it's also a job. Does anyone expect their accountant to smile while doing their accounts? Just because it's face-to-face, it's still service delivery. If someone is rude, it's a different story. But if they're professional while having RBF, then just accept it." Although smiling is often an involuntary reaction to something joyful or funny, smiling can also be a deliberate choice. And irrespective of whether it's real or fake, studies show that the act of smiling has a myriad of positive benefits to your mind and body, including stress relief, boosting your immune system, and elevating both your mood and the mood of those around you. Smiling has even been found to reduce pain and blood pressure, and findings from a 2010 study reported that authentic and big smiles are correlated with living longer. So whether smiles are a part of your cultural norms or not, and even if they aren't necessarily real, smiling certainly does have its perks. You've been watching Europe Made Media. Stay tuned for more creative and educational content about the world made in Europe.